I'm gonna crack this thing open.
You know how like advent calendars for kids, those chocolates?
Yeah. Yep. We got one.
I'm like that with pumpkin pie.
No, it's my first Marvel movie. Everyone's like, "Oh my god, you got to see a Marvel movie in theaters." So I'm like, "Okay, I'll go see Spider-Man."
Maybe they should have been in there because I have some opinions on why Georgia is in the playoffs. They should not be in the playoffs.
Oh my god!
Why should
Not
they?
you.
They just lost.
Welcome to the Beer and Sports Podcast. As you can tell, I am live from Amalie Arena. I'm in a noise-canceling room right now. But it's not looking good for the Lightning right now as they are down 1-0 to the Avalanche. And I'm with my good buddy, Josh Kimmel. Josh Kimmel OUS. How's it going today?
No, not good. Not good.
Not good?
Not good.
I know. I look back and it's just not looking good for you guys.
I'm watching. This is pretty much it. If they lose this game, they're toast. They're toast.
I'm calling it sweep.
I don't know how I'm going to deal. I don't know how I'm going to deal with it. Like, how am I going to deal with this?
Yeah. I've been rooting for the Lightning this entire time, but it's not looking good for you guys. Sorry. Well, this stuff's some powerful stuff. It's taking out my microphone.
What are you talking about? You
okay.
Fine.
Beers.
Fine.
What do you have today?
We have the same. Let's do it. Tea time. We don't have the same, but we have the same. You can't see. You're doing your stupid background. You can't see your beer, but mine's a peach tea time. Angry Chair Brewing. They always release a iced tea sour beer around this time, almost every single year.
Okay.
I don't know how you have Big Oyster. I don't know how long they've been doing theirs.
It's a first time I've ever seen it, so I don't know.
See, ours is more clever because it says tea time. Like, oh, we're golfing because it's an Arnold Palmer play.
Yeah, ours is.
Yours is like literally tea. Like, oh, I'm drinking tea.
Tea time.
Oh, it's tea time with the princess.
And it's tea and lemonade sour ale.
It looks really good. I'll tell you what, mine's always good. I got the peach flavor. There's two. We have two.
I'll just say this: I'll take this artwork over that.
Yeah, your artwork's probably better. I mean, mine's cleaner, but your artwork definitely has more, cool swings. Look at that.
Yeah.
But still, mine tastes phenomenal. I already know it. It's peach.
I haven't tried it yet.
I've been drinking it all pre-show, watching this stupid game. I'm drinking out of my new Father's Day cup. That
Nice.
I've always wanted one of these things.
Yeah, they're cool.
You've seen them? Like, have you been on Instagram and like they try to sell it to you?
Yeah.
I've always wanted one, but I'm not spending whatever amount of money it is for a stupid cup I'll never use. I'm not gonna lie, this will be the only time I ever use this. I just wanted to use it for Father's Day. My kids got me this.
Ooh.
So crisp, refreshing, great.
That's
cool
what this
beer.
looks.
Yep, yours looks good too. It's refreshing. It's crisp. It's everything like I want from summertime. From a summertime sour. Not too sweet, not too sour. Straight down the middle. This is a solid 4.25.
I don't know about this.
I don't know.
Do you know what's bad? I'm drinking it. I'm like, does it have like the flavor of grass in it a little bit? Are they like trying a little too hard to get it tea time?
I bet you it's black tea. Let me guess. It's black tea mixed with lemonade. That's what mine is. Black tea, but the peach in there enhances it because there's a regular tea time that this is the first time they've released peach. The normal one is just literally a straight up Arnold Palmer, black tea and lemonade. This one is peach. I wanted to try it. Awesome.
There's something not fitting in there.
Yeah, it was weird the first time I ever had tea time. I'm not gonna lie to you, because I'm like, this isn't like sweet. This isn't supposed to. This is a sour, but it tasted like kind of grassy.
Yeah,
the black tea gives it the grassy taste. I know this. Like So anyway,
I'll give it a 3.
Okay, you're not a fan. I would love to send you some tea time, but they're fucking $22 a 4-pack, and I ain't rich anymore. So, I would have bought like at least a case of these things, but not this year. Yeah,
my wife bought it. She said it was like $12 or something for a 4-pack.
Damn. 22 is a different. Jesus Christ, that's so cheap. I can't buy a 4-pack anywhere for under 16. Jesus Christ.
Yeah, it's good. We went. Actually, how was your Father's Day?
It was pretty good. We went to the movies. Took my son for the first time, 4 years old.
How'd that go?
Oh, it was awesome. So
Yeah.
we got the jumbo popcorn. So, God, when's the last time you've been to the movies? Like, did we discuss this already?
I went for in the introduction for the new Spider-Man. Me and my wife.
So that's the last time you went. Okay, I'll tell you what. I'm having some problems with the movie theaters. I went for the first time in 3 or 4 years. I'm old man Josh right now. The service to the concession lines is probably the worst service of all time because it's like 15-year-old kids that don't give a fuck. They don't know what they're doing.
Yeah.
It took about 40. My kids go, why are we here so early? It took us 45 minutes to get popcorn and 2 drinks. That's why we were there early. That's why we were there early. Guess how many people are in line ahead of me? Guess. You can fit them on 2 hands,
3.
baby. No, 6. Huh. 6 people ahead of me took 45 minutes. Do the math on that.
Don't you hate that when someone like massively underestimates when you're trying to tell a story and make a point and they always go the other way that you don't want it to go?
Yeah, I mean, it could have been 3, but these people had no idea what they were doing. Anyway, I want a large popcorn because I have 2 kids. I'm not eating any popcorn. Yeah. 1 large drink that me and my son are going to share, and 1 medium drink for my daughter because she doesn't need anything more than a medium. She brings me up for 2 larges and a small popcorn, and she's like, $28. I'm like,
yeah.
All right. So I said, this isn't right. She's like, what? I was like, I need large. And then she just had to cancel it. A fucking manager had to come. Holy shit. Like, you know what? Cancel the order. Yeah. So this is going one more step to the story. So my son never been, all right, let's go potty before. Let's go potty before. All right, we go potty before. Good job. Easy. That's the easy part. Yeah. Halfway through the movie, you know how like it's action, like we saw Lightyear. I don't know if I burned that here. We saw Lightyear, and you know how it's action, and then it slows down for the story development. Then action, then slows down. Every time it slowed down, he looked at me and says, "Dad, I want candy." I'm not going to go get candy because you ate all the popcorn during the. They already ate all the popcorn.
Yeah.
So, let's go, baby.
Oh, I'm behind.
Sorelli just fucking nailed one in there, you fucking pussies. Okay. Anyway.
So I'm at they just got the full strength on mine.
Okay, yeah, you're far behind.
Let's go!
So I am a master movie watcher. I know when is a good time. I know when.
But you're a master. Bro, you're a shitty master movie list maker.
Like I know when I can get up from a movie and not miss anything. So I said, all right, it's candy time, baby. Let's go get this candy. This time I want some candy too. So we go out there. Mind you, it's not midnight. It's not 11 a.m. It's literally like 3 o'clock in the afternoon.
Father's Day.
Not that busy, though. Not that busy. Our theater wasn't even half full. So there's 2 concession stands. Big AMC. You know, we live in the city. We're not in Delaware. Yeah. We have one that's closed because not enough people. It's kind of slow. One up front. All they have left is 2 boxes of Junior Mints. Not even kidding. That's all they have left at 3:45 in the entire AMC theater in a major Tampa Bay city with 2 Junior Mints. What are you going to do for the rest of the day? What are you going to do? So I go up there. I go, hey, you guys got any Butterfinger bites? You guys got any of this? No, we're out. Like, whatever. Like, whatever's on the list. I said, do you guys have anything? She goes, whatever's on this rack is what we have left. I said, you guys are open till fucking midnight. You're telling me you have 2 boxes of Junior Mints to last the rest of the night?
Hold on. I got to send you, I just got a text, and I can't say it on here. But I am going to text it to you just so, oh my goodness. It's awful. I know I should not be doing this right now, but that's why it made me laugh hysterically.
Oh, I don't have my phone next to me.
So shit.
I have it right here. It's right here.
Well, Luca is his dog. But anyway, for Father's Day, I had a great Father's Day. I'm sure you did as well. Because I know that was the one thing you said. You're on Twitter. Like, I just want to go see Lightyear with my son. And so you were able to do that. And it's great that his first movie experience, because I'm going through that now, thinking about taking my daughter to the movies. And I'm wondering how she's going to do. Is she just going to be distracted or what have you?
So I'll tell you this. As long as I broke down the rules, like, okay, number 1, the whole drive there. What's rule number 1? No talking. What's rule number 2? Don't get up. What's rule number 3? No, like just.
Well, you have a 4-year-old. I have a 3-year-old. So
yeah, that's the difference.
yeah.
So I didn't get a text yet. Let me plug something in real quick.
Yeah.
So but that's the thing. Lay down the rules.
Yeah.
Be firm, and then even a 3-year-old, she's gonna listen. She's a girl. She's ahead of my son. My son's an idiot. Like, I'm not gonna lie. My kid's an idiot.
I feel like, I don't know, most girls are like rule followers at this age. And boys, from my experience, from dropping her off at daycare, they are hellions. They're just like Vikings at the finest. They're just rampaging at all hours.
Yes.
But yesterday, I got to sleep in, which was amazing. I mean, I slept in until 10:30 in the morning. It was amazing. And then my wife and daughter brought me breakfast in bed. Great. Then after breakfast and everything, I put on the greatest game ever played, which you were like, greatest game ever played? What's that? Sent that to you. It's a great movie. Shia LaBeouf is in it. It's probably one of his best movies. And then she was like, hey, Emma, let's give Daddy some alone time and let's go get him some Starbucks. So they went and grabbed me Starbucks.
Nice.
And then we went out to the Big Oyster. And they had cornhole. They had a playground for Emma. And it was just a great time. We just hung out. My buddy came out, hung out with us. My dad came, and it was a great Father's Day. Probably the best Father's Day I've ever had. First one, my wife has been off work to enjoy it with me, too.
That's awesome. That's good times. I didn't see my wife the entire day.
Yeah,
she was out. Yeah, she was out getting stuff done with her other kids. So it was basically just me and my son and my first daughter. But yeah, we had a good time. Like I was joking, like, oh, cool, for Father's Day I get to spend money. Yeah. Oh, I get to go to the movies with my kids, and I get to sit through Lightyear. And I mean, that's what I wanted to do. Yeah, that's what I'm saying. That's what I was getting to. That's what I wanted to do. Like, it was nothing better. But should we get to some sports since we're like a little 12 minutes in?
Yeah, I felt like we had to get Father's Day out of the way.
It was fun.
But yeah, let's go. We can get to a shitty series. Let's go.
Not much sports on Father's Day. Like there was the U.S. Open. Didn't really watch it. I tuned in for the very last putt. No joke. I tuned in for him to miss the putt. It's exactly when I turned it on. I don't know if you know what I'm talking about, but this guy that's not Tiger, I don't know who he is. Never heard of him. He's not Phil either. So I don't know.
The guy that won?
No, I don't know who won. I don't know anyone. That's the thing about golf. It's a great game, and now I understand why people don't watch hockey, because it's a great game. But if you can't relate to anyone,
Fitzpatrick.
Yeah, I guess he won. I think he won. Yeah. If you can't relate to anyone or know anyone, the sport's kind of boring. Like, why do we watch sports? Competition. To root for your heroes, to boo your villains. Like, it's all. That's why people.
I feel like golf isn't that sport. Like, yeah, Tiger makes it amazing.
But Tiger makes it easy to root for someone.
But golf is one of those sports that we've talked about before. You can have in the background and just watch them. Like, we had it in the background at work this whole week, and I just watched a chip here and a putt here, and I was like, man, if I just had half their skill, I'm behind. I don't know.
That was clean. Watch it. This is clean. This is clean hockey. This is Tampa Bay Lightning hockey. The crisp pass. Watch it. Don't watch me. Watch Palat sink this motherfucker off that awesome pass. I think Cooch made the pass. I wasn't really looking, though. No.
Okay, I saw the steal.
Who made the pass? It had to be.
Oh.
Yeah, it was Cooch that made the pass. Of course it was Cooch that made the pass.
That was pretty.
Cooch that made the pass.
I liked how he just left the puck there and started skating off, and then he took it and passed it over.
This is Lightning hockey. See, when they play their best, they're moving the puck like that. They're doing the crossovers. They're getting confusion with the defenseman, which confuses the goaltender. Which that's what happens. You get.
It's just crazy. Avalanche at home. They were just. You guys couldn't. They were had so much speed. Like, you guys couldn't keep up. Like,
I mean, they still have speed. Here's the thing, and
the pressure you guys were under whenever they had the puck. A lot of
people feel this because look at the fans, right? Look at the people on the ice. Look at the people on the glass. That's real energy. Yeah. No other sport, I don't think, has that much energy. Yes, Seattle and NFL will get the pops, right? It's a lot of people, but it's going upwards because it's usually a stadium, right? So when you're right on the ice and you're bringing that energy, home ice matters. And I think that's what the first 10 minutes of a hockey game is the most important part, right? I don't know if you caught that from watching these games. You got to get fast. You got to get there.
Yeah.
That's just, oh my gosh, another one. Almost. Jeez.
I just watched game 1 and game 2, and I got 5-6 minutes into game 2, and I was like, this game's over. Like the way they're putting pressure on Tampa Bay, and it looked like Tampa Bay couldn't even skate well. Like they were so slow. They were like in quicksand. And compared to Colorado, and it was just like, how did they compete with this?
It was back. So game 2 was probably the worst game they played all year. I don't know what was going on that game. I actually turned that game off when it was 4-0, and I know that you text me like, what happens when they score 10? Like my phone was already off. Like at a certain point, I turn my phone off on just don't disturb. Oh my gosh, I can't speak. Do not disturb. And I don't look.
Yeah, I saw that. I don't. When you always tell me to text you anyway, so I just send it to you.
Yeah, I know, because I might wake up or see it or whatever the chances. But 10 o'clock, my phone goes into do not disturb.
Yeah.
That means that just gives me a way of not responding to people I don't want to respond to. I'm not gonna
like me that night.
No, yeah, fuck you.
I feel like me that night. You're just like, shut the fuck up.
It was a bad night of hockey, but they're back at home 2-1. You know, going to the first intermission. I mean, I don't know, but that's the thing. I told you and I told Kyle I wasn't worried.
Yeah.
And
Kyle said a series isn't over until someone loses at home.
And that's true for all sports. You could do baseball that way. You could do, basketball that way. Especially in hockey though, because home ice is huge. Like I said, and plus you're playing in Colorado, all that, fucking mile high. It's not fair. You shouldn't have that much an advantage because.
What's up with Paul?
He's hurt. It's not looking good, Josh.
No, I just saw that.
It was a cheap shot, and there was no penalty, and he's just limping off the ice. It's not looking good.
Yeah.
It's not looking good. But you know what else is not looking good? This Deshaun Watson thing just won't go away.
No. Is that absolutely like this thing's crazy. And I want to I don't want to talk about what he did and everything. I just want to talk about as an NFL. Yeah, how do you want the NFL to handle this? Like, how do you think they should handle it? If everything comes down as being true, how do you feel like the NFL should handle this?
So I have two different thoughts. One will get me canceled and one will get me praised, right? So I'll go with the one that will get me canceled first.
Yes.
He's not guilty. He's not, anyone could say anyone about it.
It was funny. I sent that text message to
I never got the text
my
message.
group.
I never got the text message. But I just don't feel like, so if you had a job, which you do, and let's to a lesser degree, two women said something bad about you, or you did this or you did that, do you think it's right that your job's going to fire you? Like, do you think it's right that you can get fired, or if you get a DUI, right? Should your job fire you? If you were, this is different though because of sexual assault. I get that, but
yes,
he's not guilty, and he can't.
If he comes out as being, they find him guilty of this.
Then here's what I think. If he's 1000% guilty and it is proven and yada yada, he should never play football again, in my opinion. But you don't know me. You haven't known me for the years, and Dirtbag Dave can attest for this. Seriously, this isn't a joke. This isn't a comedy skit. I said the same. I said Tyreek should be thrown out of the league. I said Ray Rice should be thrown out as soon as it happened. I said Kareem Hunt should be thrown out. Like, this isn't just me saying Deshaun. No, I said all these guys plus Adrian Peterson should have been thrown out. Like, there's a lot of guys out there that should never play football again. A lot of guys.
Yeah.
So everyone's jumping on this Deshaun Watson thing, and then I brought up, well, what about Kobe? Well, that was one time. Like I said 2 weeks ago, I think. Oh, so one's okay. No, it's not. One's not okay. This isn't 1 versus 30. This is sexual.
It doesn't
assault,
matter how many women you are assaulting or whatever. However many numbers, one is too many. And I feel like my issue comes with the Houston Texans. Have you heard the Houston Texans' involvement in this?
No, I haven't heard their involvement actually at all. I've been in the dark.
So, the Houston Texans have given him his NDA for the ladies to sign, and they have also scheduled locations for him to go get his massages at. So they're fully involved in this.
Yes, they are fully involved. Yes, I didn't. I thought it was something else. Yes.
No.
Yes, I knew about that. And I knew about the different women, multiple women, which is like, if you're, I don't know about you, but I'm a creature of habit. Back when I get haircuts, I let one person cut my hair. Back when I was getting massages full time, I would have one masseuse. Seriously, like I would go in like every other 3 months to get my muscles worked out but I'm not a professional athlete, so it's weird that he's not having this schedule or these same this. That's weird to me, man. Like I don't go get haircuts from anyone when I did. It just nothing adds up here. I believe he's a dirtbag. I believe he's a scumbag, but it's not proven, and it can't be proven. It will never be proven.
Yeah, I just my feelings are that if everything's found out, the NFL should indefinitely suspend Deshaun Watson. He shouldn't play in the league again. And then they should take whatever draft picks that they had given to Houston from Cleveland. They should just all be given back. And then a first round pick on top of it goes back to Cleveland. And then they should get rid of picks at that point. I feel like it's crazy.
Yeah, at this point, it is a shit show. It really is. I don't think Watson's going to play this year. There's no way. I don't think he.
How can you? He's either going to be put on the
commissioner's list.
Commissioner's list. That's my thought.
But the thing is Cleveland knew this. But Cleveland knew this though, because Cleveland, they gave him like no money the first year, like literally no money. They knew it. I knew it. Whenever that contract was announced, I'm like, oh, he's suspended the entire year. They know it. That's the thing is the decision has been made. I don't know why it hasn't been brought up yet. I don't know why they haven't announced it. The decision's been made.
Yeah. But anyway, I felt like that. We all feel like Deshaun Watson, first of all, is a dirtbag. Regardless, no matter how this turns out, he did some dirtbag thing. And then the NFL, I feel like the microscope is under the NFL, how they handle this, and the NFL has felt the microscope from the public ever since the Ray Rice thing. So I feel like they're going to come down hard on them and then let it fight out through the NFLPA and all that and then figure out from there. But you got to think, Ezekiel Elliott got suspended 4 games for pulling a girl's shirt down. How many games should this be? I mean, it has to be the full year.
Oh, it's going to be the full year. It's so stupid, like pulling a shirt down, and not stupid, but like you say, it's 4 games. Like, what's the right amount of games? Like, at the end of the day, it should come down to money. I feel like that's a good gauge. Like, you make this much money, you're gonna miss out on this many paychecks. Yeah. Right. But it sucks for someone like Mahomes. He'll do one bad thing. He'll do something bad, and like his paycheck's like $10 bajillion. What is he gonna suspend him half a game or 1 game?
Yeah, right.
So that's a bad gauge too. But it needs to hurt the guy's wallet. And it needs to hurt the team. It really needs to hurt the team. And I don't know how it's going to. I don't know. Just we'd be a better place if Watson never played football again.
Yes. So going from there, talking about quarterbacks, receivers, who they throw to, we had a huge argument about this at work. You have to cut 2 receivers. Who are you cutting?
Oh, this is easy.
Okay.
I'm cutting Larry Fitzgerald.
Okay.
And I'm cutting Calvin Johnson.
Really?
The best 3 receivers, and I've always said this. This is why it's easy.
Wow.
I've always had Rice 1, T.O. 2, and Moss 3. Always. I
feel like the argument, I feel like T.O.'s gone regardless. In my opinion, T.O.'s gone. Calvin Johnson is one of the best. I would put Calvin Johnson a better receiver than T.O. Hands down, Calvin Johnson's a better receiver than T.O. And then, this is where it gets a little, people are going to be like, well, are you freaking kidding me? This is insane. I feel the conversation then becomes, are you cutting Larry Fitzgerald or are you cutting Jerry Rice?
I can see the Rice argument. honestly, but I can't see it because he's the best of all time. You don't cut the best.
I get that, but what does Jerry Rice do that Larry Fitzgerald can't?
You're right. No, that's what I'm saying. I see your argument there, but you don't cut.
I get that.
You don't cut the Super Bowl MVP. Larry Fitzgerald can never get that done. When it comes down to it, Rice has more guts. Rice has more passion. Rice has more drive.
You think so?
I do. I really do. I mean, you can't be the look. He played in the NFL where there wasn't these pussy ass rules like there are now, and nobody's gonna break his record. I mean, eventually someone's gonna break his records, but no one's been coming close.
Yeah, I just feel well. And this is the thing: does Larry Fitzgerald break records? Jerry Rice's record if he had a steady quarterback situation like Jerry Rice had?
But look at all these guys right here, right? Who had the steadiest quarterback besides Rice? Who had the steadiest quarterback? Look at these guys.
Calvin Johnson.
Calvin Johnson, right? But Moss didn't have a steady quarterback, right? He only had Brady for what, 2-3 years?
Dante Culpepper.
Did
he have a couple years of who's the other quarterback that came before Dante Culpepper?
Gus Farrat. Couldn't tell you.
No. Randall
Cunningham.
Yeah.
I mean, okay, but look at Fitzgerald though. Then he had Kurt Warner for a little bit. Look at Kurt
Warner, Carson Palmer. Those were his two.
And look at T.O. He had McNabb. He had so all these guys have had decent quarterbacks.
He had Tony Romo.
Tony Romo, of course. So all these guys have had great quarterbacks.
Jeff Garcia.
Here's what I see.
Yeah.
And of all this argument, Moss honestly is top 3. But Moss.
Yeah. I feel like Moss is the one that everyone's going with.
But here's the thing: Moss is the one who quit on his team all the time and then couldn't produce when he went to the Raiders.
Yep.
And he kind of flaked out. Whereas T.O. put him in the Bengals, put him in the Bills, put him on the. It doesn't matter where he is. The dude's money. Fitzgerald, the dude is money. I know you probably didn't like him in his Cowboy days, but the dude is physical. He can go deep. He can do a reverse. He can go over the middle. There's not one route that this man can't run. There isn't. Moss, streak. All right, cool. You're really good at the streak. Awesome. What else can you do? Yeah, you can do. I understand, but he's not a route runner like T.O. was. He's not. He couldn't do all that. There's no way he's going over the middle. He's not a red zone target like T.O. was. Calvin Johnson, that's the thing. I think it's because I watched him on one team and just they're always behind. They're always throwing.
Yeah.
That's a little inflated. I don't know.
That guy was getting triple teamed.
I know he was.
Just coming down with the ball.
I know he was, but the thing is, I think T.O. could have got triple teamed and still come down with the ball. I think he could. I love T.O. This is a bad This is the thing.
T.O. has alligator hands. Like he's not the most consistent when it comes to catching the ball, and I'm not going to say he ever gave up in a game because he didn't.
Moss sure did.
Moss for sure did, and Moss took games off and took plays off, but Moss is the one player here that if you said, "Hey, you got one throw and you need to score a touchdown," which one of these quarterbacks are you going to throw it, or wide receivers are you going to throw it to?
Moss. That's why Moss is there because he's that guy who will score if you need
any given
one
second.
guy. Yep. So that's why he's there, and I think T.O. for the physicality and the route running and I just think.
But Jerry Rice gives you the physicality in the route running. Larry Fitzgerald gives you the physicality in the route running.
I get it.
Larry Fitzgerald has better hands than T.O.
But I think T.O. could do more on the field. I think he's a better blocker too.
I don't know. I think we just undervalue. And this is my whole argument because everyone's like, "Are you kidding me? Jerry Rice, like he's the greatest of all time. Like, how do you not take Jerry Rice?" I think I'm taking Larry Fitzgerald. I'm taking Calvin Johnson. I'm taking Randy Moss. And it's because I think Larry, at the end of his career, would have had the most receiving yards ever if he had a steady quarterback. If you threw him with any of the quarterbacks that these other four guys had, he would have broke almost every record.
So let me ask you this. Because this comes up with my brother sometimes because he's a Colts fan. It might come up with Justin and Jacob over there at the Naptown Beat too. Would Marvin Harrison be so great without Peyton Manning? Would Reggie Wayne be as great?
I don't know.
Peyton Manning?
Reggie Wayne played at a higher level without.
That's what I'm gonna say. I think Reggie Wayne was better. I think Reggie Wayne.
I don't know about Marvin Harrison though. Marvin Harrison was really good in Syracuse though. So he did it in college and then he just produced it in the NFL. But I think there's always a thing where quarterbacks make the receivers better.
Would Demaryius Thomas be that good without Peyton Manning? You know, like it goes on and on and on and on. Would Julian Edelman be the guy without Tom Brady? So that's crazy to me that it's unfair that these guys are made by quarterbacks and these guys that we're looking at on our screen.
I don't think they're made by quarterbacks, but I think a quarterback can hurt you.
I think the quarterbacks can make a receiver. Honestly, look at Jordy Nelson. I love Jordy Nelson. I think Jordy Nelson is phenomenal. But he would have never been this good without Rodgers. Rodgers made him. We've seen it. Look at James Jones from when he played with the Packers. He was phenomenal. Went to the Raiders. Average.
But towards the end of their career, they went.
But no, James Jones had different stints. But that's the difference. He's not a superstar. But it's just unfair. Like someone like Devontae Smith right now is playing with Jalen Hurts.
Yeah.
Which I think if he was with Brady or with anyone else like that, he'd be the best receiver. Yeah, it'd be awesome. It just sucks when they get handcuffed. But the great ones like these guys overcame it. Like Larry Fitzgerald overcame it.
He 100% did. And I think, well, it's just, I always go back to that one playoff run that the Cardinals had. Mm-hmm. And Larry Fitzgerald, everyone's like, he didn't will his team as much as Jerry Rice did. If you forget that playoff run that Larry Fitzgerald had, I think what was it? I could be remembering this incorrectly, but they had a penalty after he went and scored a touchdown deep, brought it back, and then he just did it again. Either that or he scored the touchdown and it went to overtime and he did it again. And
the overtime one, yeah.
Literally, it was replayed after because it was just an insane what he did.
It against the Packers?
I don't remember who it was against, but
it
was
insane.
Just he physically willed his team to move on in the playoffs, and he was unreal in his heyday. And if he had a quarterback, he was just unstoppable.
Yeah, him and Bolden, man, that was a fun duo. Yeah. I love when receivers are duos like Evans and Godwin, or I don't know who you guys have in Dallas anymore, but it was Cooper and Lamb, or it should have been.
Yeah, we got now Lamb and Gallup.
And James Washington.
And
In Dallas, Dalton Schultz. Do you like him?
I would have let him move on.
I think he's good.
I think he's good, but he doesn't give you any blocking ability. And he's just a receiving threat. And Dallas has these receiving threats that are as good as he is. Just pop up. Who was his name? What was his name a couple years ago? Starts with a B. I can't remember.
Blake Jarwin.
Yeah, Blake Jarwin popped up. He was a really good receiving threat. We find these guys that can be like the safety valves for the quarterback, and I think we could have improved our tight end position. I think we have, but I think we could do even better than what we currently have.
I got a question for you. We're going to pivot to fantasy football real quick because I just came up as we're talking about the Cowboys. I'm thinking about Dak Prescott.
Yeah.
So I want you think of the dynasty mindset. I know you're not a dynasty player, but rank the top 10 fantasy dynasty quarterbacks you could think of right now.
Jeez.
Well, we'll go together. We'll go together so I can help you out. So 1 would be Josh Allen. Can we agree? Right?
Yeah.
2 would be Mahomes.
Yes.
Okay, you would have Mahomes too? So we agree on that.
Yeah.
Now, here's where it gets murky.
I need to get a list of...
Yeah, get a list.
Justin Herbert. Oh, I don't know. Justin Herbert might be number 2 for me.
That's what I'm saying. Like, he's up there. So he's up there. So I have him at 3. So those are our top 3 guys. So we can all agree that those are the top 3 fantasy quarterbacks in Dynasty.
Yeah.
Okay. So then this is where it gets murky. So you run into the Lamar, Kyler, Dak tier. And some people want to throw Burrow up there. I'm not ready. So at 4, I would go Lamar. Do you disagree with that?
How old is Lamar?
I honestly don't care about his age right now.
Really?
Seriously, I don't care about his age. He's only been in the league, 3 years? Like, at this point...
Adam and I's first episode of this show was talking about Lamar Jackson. I don't know if you listened to that episode. And we came to the conclusion that year that Lamar Jackson was the biggest threat at quarterback for fantasy football possible. With his ability to run, his ability to throw. He was the number one quarterback in a regular redraft league.
2019, he was.
Yeah.
So, all right. So, for Lamar, let's just say the 4 is Lamar. I can put him there. I don't know if you can.
Yeah.
Where would you go? Would you go Dak or Burrow?
Burrow.
Or, okay. Ugh. Would you go Burrow or Kyler? We're talking fantasy here. We're not talking about real NFL.
I know.
Can't believe you.
See, I'm thinking dynasty. I have to worry about age.
No, you don't want to worry about age with quarterback. You don't.
I've never done dynasty, so if you're telling me that, I'm taking Dak because of his ability to run the ball.
Okay, so Dak
over Burrow.
So Dak's at 5. Okay, then I would put Kyler so at 6.
Yeah, because their ability to run the ball.
So okay, so 6, and then where? Then where do you go? Here, I got some ideas for you. So then you can start talking about Burrow. Then you can start.
What about Russell Wilson? Yeah.
You can start talking about Russell Wilson. My point is, I wanted to get where you thought Burrow was. That's where I wanted to get to. I think he's a bottom half dynasty quarterback, and I don't think he can.
I think the one upside for him is his age.
Yeah, but here's the thing about age. Zach Wilson's young. Who gives a fuck? Like, who gives? But if you can't score touchdowns at a they're gonna run Mixon. They're run heavy. I don't want to roster a quarterback in the AFC North division. I mean, Big Ben was great for years. Don't get me wrong. And Lamar's up there as well. But what I'm saying is, for Joe Burrow to be consistently great, he's got to put up consistently Herbert, Peyton Manning, Mahomes numbers. And I don't think he's that quarterback. I don't think he is. I think he had a good playoff run, and people are running with it. And he's being over fucking drafted.
Yeah.
He's not throwing 35 touchdowns. He's not. In no world will he ever throw for 35 touchdowns. In no world.
Yeah, and he has one of the best receiving corps in the league right now.
I mean, how many touchdowns did he have last year? I'm going to look it up.
He had 36.
Bullshit. He probably does. I just shit on my point right away.
Last year he threw 34 touchdowns. He's not getting that one extra. He's not getting that one extra ever.
Never. No way. I want to see. But here's the thing with Joe Burrow. How many touchdowns came off those last freaking 2 weeks? And 35 is not a lot anymore. We play one more extra game. I'm looking at the stats from last year, the game log. So
that's why I'm like 35. Like I feel like that's like throwing 30.
Yeah, in weeks 16 and 17, he threw 8 total touchdowns. So he had 8 touchdowns in the last 2 weeks. I mean, that's a lot of.
Yeah. But he still threw.
He did, but there were a lot of. That's the thing with this team. Chase 2 yards, and he just took them. I watched that game. I had Chase on my fantasy team.
But what you're trying to say is consistency for fantasy football. He wasn't consistent.
He wasn't. He was below Kirk Cousins going into those final 2 weeks of the season.
Sucks.
Yeah, going into the final two weeks of the season. So you got to understand, 16 and 17, he scored 38.1 and 34.8.
Are you taking Jalen Hurts or Joe Burrow?
Jalen Hurts.
Okay. Because I agree with that. I agree with that.
I think the rushing matters. It was actually 400 yards. That's 40 extra points. How many touchdowns do you need to score? 6, 12, 18, 24.
What are your thoughts on Aaron Rodgers?
I mean, dynasty-wise, he's still in the top 12, but he's definitely moving on his way out. I mean, he's got, 2 more years left? In fantasy, I think 3-year windows. I'm just trying to win every 3 years or win in those 3 years. And then in the 3rd year, when I know I'm not going to win, that's when I blow it up and build it up again.
Who's your steal for quarterback?
My steal?
Yeah.
I mean, Stafford probably still because he's still youngish, and we've seen quarterbacks play forever these days, and he's not slowing down anytime soon, and he's going well past these guys.
I just hate that Justin Fields is in Chicago.
Me too.
I really do.
Me too.
Like, let this guy play because he can just straight up dominate.
And that's going to be the curse. His whole career will be.
But if you're in Dynasty, do you just take him and see what happens?
Yeah, you take the studs, man.
You take the flyer, right?
You take the studs, so you don't want to draft him super high because he is a question mark. But you definitely want to take your studs, and he's a start. He's going to be okay.
What do you think you can get from Daniel Jones this year?
Fantasy wise or football wise? Because fantasy wise, I think he's good for a bunch of nothing.
Yeah.
And
What do you think football
NFL-wise,
wise?
football wise, I think he can manage a team if he just made the right decisions. If he could just slow the game down. Because I feel like he panics too often. He loses grip, not grip of the ball literally, but he does. But like he
Yeah.
loses where his hands are, where his placement is. He loses his
Right.
body control. Do you
Yeah.
notice that with him?
Yeah.
He'll run out of the pocket instead of protecting the ball. He'll go like this with the ball to do a turnaround. He doesn't. He never protects it.
He's just so focused on like, what do I do next? What do I do next? And like
Yes.
scrambling up here.
He doesn't know, like I said, how to control his body.
Yeah.
That's what he reminds me of a young like kid trying to learn how to walk, and he just stumbles. Because
like a
come on,
gazelle.
even look at that play where he scored a touchdown. Like the run play, everyone knows about it. Like he just tripped over the own grass. Like he's too spazzy. He needs to calm down.
Are you going to have any shares of Saquon this year?
No,
No.
no, I think he's the most overrated player.
I think he's
Ever.
falling down massively.
People are still on him, man. People are still on him. They
Yeah.
don't understand. They want to talk about Zeke's regression. They do. It's a weird fantasy world where it's Team Zeke or Team Saquon. Like that's what it is.
How is it that a man has a bad season? Like he had a bad season, but he ran for 1,000 yards.
Because
And he was like number 6 or 7 most rushing yards in the league.
he had a
and-
great season. I don't know what people are talking about.
He didn't have a great Zeke season. He didn't have a great Zeke season.
He had. Let me tell you, and you're a Cowboys fan. You know, they would put him in bad spots, right? Like they would just run him up the middle when nobody. Like everyone knows your play calling. McCarthy's terrible.
He didn't have the power that he had. He didn't have the burst, and it was very evident. There was plays where, one specifically, I think it was a shovel pass out to the left side, and there was 2 guys. He would normally break that tackle and go and get a touchdown. He just dropped. And
I know what you're talking about.
Yeah.
I know that play where he could. We're like me and Davey were watching. We're like, he should have literally run through that.
Yeah, that's not Zeke. Like he runs through people, and it was just he didn't have the burst. Like you could tell he was very beat up, and he should have just sat and got healthy. And I think that was some of the problem with Dallas. Like I think you're going to see Zeke this year that I don't think he's going to be the top running back in the league, but I think he'll be a top 5 running back in the league this year.
I think they need to use Pollard a little bit more.
They do.
But what I mean by that is
In the pass game.
in the pass game
Yeah.
and get him in open space and have him and Zeke on the field at the same time.
Yes. I've been saying that since we got him.
Like because it gives so when you have Zeke in the field, I don't know the statistics. Maybe I'm totally wrong. I feel like it's always a run play up the middle. I really do. So it's super predictable. But when you have Tony Pollard on the field, you're like, oh crap, what's gonna happen?
Yeah.
So if you have both of them, you have the threat. You have the threat of the power rushing, and you have the threat of the open field passing. Plus, you have Lamb on the outside. Plus, you have Schultz who can run a route.
Yeah. You can run a route.
Well, you know what I mean. He can run a route. He runs a little Jason Witten, run up the middle, and just turn around.
Yeah.
Like that's what he does. But what I'm saying is, when you don't have both running backs in the backfield, you limit your offense. I think.
Yeah, and pre-snap, you don't know what you're going to do. You're probably going to bring in another linebacker. At that point, you have 2 running backs. Oh, but I'm going to put them out wide and then run a play.
That's what we fucking do.
So what's the score? 3-1 right now?
Yes, dude. That's what I told y'all. I told y'all on Twitter. I told you. I told everyone. They're different at Amalie. They will win tonight. We're not in their little pussy ass Mile High Club anymore. We're not sucking that thin air. We're back in Tampa. We're back in Tampa Bay. All right, 3-1. This game's over. Vaz is about to shut him down.
Was that Stamkos or whatever his name is?
I think it was.
Or was it Paul?
It was Paul, the guy who got hurt, but I don't know if he got tipped by Perry. Doesn't matter. It's in the back of the net, baby. That's what we do.
Anyway, I will let you enjoy your hockey game.
Let's talk
I
baseball.
know. Anyway, you had something you wanted to say last week before we got off.
No, I refuse. I'm on strike right now.
No. What do you have? What do you have?
Cut it off.
No. What do you have?
No, I have nothing right now because
You do.
I don't.
What?
No, I don't.
I said no. Save it for next week. It'll be better.
And then I didn't look it up to this week.
But you had it.
I don't have it because I had to restart my computer and now my documents are not saved.
Oh my god.
I fucked up. But hey, be the Thunder. We're going back 2-2 to Colorado. We gotta take Game 6 next week. So they play on. They're not the pussy NBA, so they play tonight, Monday. Then Wednesday's Game 4, and then Game 6 is Friday. Game 5 is Friday. Game 6 is Sunday. So by the time we record, somebody might have won the Stanley Cup.
So what do we got? You said this is Game 3.
Yep. So Game 4 will
Game
be
3. Wednesday's 4. Friday's
Friday.
5.
Sunday is 6.
Yeah. So yeah,
Then,
by this time next Monday, Colorado will be champions. Yeah, that's where we at. Appreciate you.
Hey, where can you follow us at?
Oh yeah, Mugs and Balls on all platforms. Facebook, we're not really going live right now, just because
we're not boomers.
Yeah. Twitter, YouTube, Twitch. Watch us live there. I don't know what that is. It looks like a little mint from my grandmother's.
Yes, it is a mint.
Peace out, Cub Scouts. Appreciate you. Mugs and Balls, all platforms.